Hello, travel world, and welcome to Experience Travel with Katie and Allie. My name is Katie Lilly, and I am the owner of the Travel Marketplace.
And I'm Allie Schultz, expert travel consultant with the Travel Marketplace. Today we're going to experience travel with Charisma Resorts, Andreas Arache, when we're going to feature Azul Beach Resorts and Generations Riviera Maya. Hi, Andreas.
Hey, Ellie and Katie, nice to be with you for the third week in a row. I'm very excited to be here today.
Well, we're
So,
glad to have you.
well, you know I love you guys. So to me, it's just like having a perfect way to start my week. So, I believe today we have on the schedule to talk about Generations Riviera Maya and Azul Beach Resort. Is that right?
That is
Yes.
correct.
All right. Well, um, first of all, I'm excited to start this new segment because it's the first one that we are focusing on family resorts. So we're changing the topic a little bit from last time that we spoke about El Dorado, and then we also spoke about Margaritaville. But today we're focusing more on the families, and I'll touch a little bit about of groups as well. So the first message that I wanna put out there about our family friendly resorts is that we care about about every single member of the family, from the little one to the oldest one. And um, the first thing that we want you is to have as I've been mentioning on the rest of our interviews, is that we want you to have a stress-free vacation. So mom and dad, you have your new little ones, and you're probably worrying about, hey, I need to travel with a crib, with strollers. I need to carry a lot of stuff on property for the little one to be comfortable. Well, the first thing I want to tell you is that when you travel to Charisma Hotels and Resorts, and Ali, Katie, you've seen this, we have our baby toddler essentials. So, as I mentioned, from bottle warmers to strollers to cribs to even mini robes for the little one to feel very VIP, we will have those ready for you, complimentary upon arrival. What you need to do is very simple. You send an email if you already booked your vacations to any of our family resorts, which are Generations Riviera Maya, Azul Beach Resorts, Nick Resorts, or Margaritaville Island Resort Riviera Maya. You let Ali and Katie know what you will need at least 1-2 weeks in advance so we can have it ready for you. They will get in contact with me, and I will put them in touch with the sales manager on property. So as you can see, it's a perfect chain of communication that will guarantee that we will be ready for you from the moment you arrive. So mom and dad, don't worry, we've got your back covered. Now I would like to talk a little more about each brand in particular. So if that's okay with you, Ellen and Katie, I would like to kick off with the Soul Beach Resort. Would that be good for you?
That would be great.
Yeah.
All right. So at Soul Beach Resorts, we have two properties. One is located in Riviera Maya, Mexico, and the other one is located in Negril, in the 7 Mile Beach in Jamaica. So one of the things that I like about Azul Beach Resort Riviera Cancun, which is in Mexico, Riviera Maya, first of all, my office is there. So if anybody watching here ever stops by, just ask for Andres. They will know that 6'4" guy, Mexican guy. So I'm the only one, I promise. I will be glad to say hi and personally welcome you to our hotel. So normally, and Ali, Katie, I don't know how many times you've gotten this request, but one of the things that I like about this property is the fact that we can actually guarantee connecting suites. Normally, when you're traveling with your family or where you're traveling with your group, it's a common request that you want to stay as close as possible with your group because you decided to take a vacation with them. So we actually have categories that actually have that are titled guaranteed connecting suites. So if you book that, you're guaranteed to be next to each other. This has been mostly requested with families with little kids or um, let's say teens. So they still fall under the kids age, but you want to have them as close as possible. So with at Azul Beach Resort Riviera Cancun, that is completely possible. Now, if this is let's say that your family or your group is traveling to Azul Riviera Cancun, but you also have those in the group, say a couple or say a few adults in the group that want to have that adults only time during their stay, meaning they want to have their own pool, their own swim up bar just for adults, and just have a break from the family atmosphere. Well, Azul Beach Resort Riviera Cancun also offers this. So you have your adult section, which is completely included with your gourmet inclusive experience. So if you want to have that break or just have that adults only time, you can perfectly do it just a few steps away. And in the adults only section, for example, in the pool on Fridays, we usually host a party by Moet where there's music, there's entertainment in the pool area. So that's something nice for adults staying here. Now for the little ones, we also have our Azulitos experience. So Azulitos starts from our amazing kids clubs where we take care of the little ones by our professional staff while you have that uh, mom and dad time, say at the beach, reading a book or going out for dinner or simply having a drink or simply you want the kids to be with more international friends having fun at the kids club. Well, we have it there. But also we created our Azulitos experience program. At different times of the week, we host different programs that we've created from them for them, focused on ecology, focused on culinary arts. So if your little ones want to be mini chefs, we have programs like that, and way much more for them to enjoy. As well, if you're planning on having your destination wedding, well, this is a great property to do it. So we have beautiful sky wedding locations. We also have our beach locations. So whatever your dream is, we can absolutely help you come true. Help you make it come true. Now, Ali and Katie, I don't know if you remember last time you guys were there. I think we were together there, wasn't it, during your fam?
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you like this property?
I liked it a lot. There is a couple things that stood out to me. I'm glad you brought up how all the, the rooms you can get the little mini robes and the bottle warmers and the strollers, because I know it is a hassle when you're traveling with little ones, especially internationally, to have to bring all those items with you.
I know.
Another thing is I wanted to mention is you also have Gerber baby food. So they don't need to even bring baby food with them. They can get that in the restaurants as well, correct?
Correct. And I'm glad you brought this particular point up because we do have baby food from Gerber, but here's the thing. We are Gerber inclusive. So let's say mom is worried about having their little one's food prepared with fresh ingredients. Well, we can actually prepare freshly made baby food if requested. So if mom has any, mom or dad have any specific ingredients in mind, we can definitely help them to customize their baby food as well. So as I told you, we take care of every single member of the family, and we want to build them, make them feel VIP from the moment we prepare their food to the amenities that we have for everybody in the room. So I'm glad you brought this point up. And speaking of food, I almost forgot to mention one amazing feature of this hotel. This is the home for Le Chic. Le Chic is rated as one of the top restaurants in Mexico and one of the top restaurants inside of our resort. So I probably already told you this story, but at Le Chic, the chef will play with different textures, presentation, and it is important to mention that this particular resort is adults only, so it's avant-garde cuisine. And for you to have better reference, the first time that we were invited to Le Chic, the chef welcomed us with cotton candy. And I'm like, okay, this is Mexico's #1 restaurant, and you're giving me cotton candy. Well, by the time it melted in my mouth, it was actually a margarita shot. So that's how they play with textures, presentation, and the experience itself. It's amazing. And it's set up with up to 24 courses, small bites. I know it sounds like a lot. But the idea is that each plate is inspired in a different state of Mexico. So you get to do an all around Mexico right at your table. So that one is a definite must when staying at Azul Beach Resort Riviera Cancun.
And another thing I like there is they have like the little loungers for the kids. So they can be like little mini mom and dads and
Yep.
have their own little sun loungers and
Right. That's right out of our Azulitos Playhouse, which is our kids club. And they have like a pool with not very deep and then the mini lounge chairs for little ones to be part of the experience. And Azul Beach Resorts also at Vasa Spa, and I think I mentioned this when we talked about when we started introducing this series. Vasa Spa is located at our family-friendly resorts, specifically Azul and Nickelodeon, In Advanced Spa, we have treatments for kids starting at 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old. So maybe think of this: mom and her daughter having a bonding time of the spa, because it's important to mention that every treatment that we host for little ones, mom or dad has to be present. But let's use this example: mom and daughter going to the spa. And the little one, we will give her, the little princess, a pink robe. Maybe the aromatherapy would be something fun like marshmallow or bubble gum. So we customize the experience, but we integrate it into the actual experience, because what usually happens when you go to the spa, you either leave the kids with their dad or drop them off at the kids club. But how about you integrate it into the experience? Believe me, they will be thankful, and they will be so relaxed that you will be thankful as well. So I think it's a great thing that you get to integrate the little ones into these kind of experiences as well.
I'm glad you brought that up, Andreas, because I was going to bring that up next. So a lot of my clients, they've
Mine
actually
either.
done that before with their child, and it's been a big hit. It's been very popular, so it's a great experience.
Yeah, and we have different treatments for the little ones as well. So make sure to check out the spa menu whenever you visit Azul Beach Resorts. And well, then moving forward with Azul Beach Resorts, we also have Azul Beach Resort Negril. As I mentioned, this is located in the 7 Mile Beach in Jamaica. Um, it is approximately an hour and a half from Montego Bay's International Airport, but believe me, if you've been in the 7 Mile Beach before, it's just as beautiful as in the postcard. So it's worth every single minute of the road. And what makes Azul Beach Resort Negril special is that, first of all of our rooms are beachfront and oceanfront suites. Just as Azul Riviera Cancun, it also features adults only sections. So adults, couples, please feel free to come here and you will have a beautiful time. And even though it's a multi-generational resort, this one in particular has a very relaxing vibe and has been actually mostly popular for couples looking for that getaway, for honeymoons, and or for destination weddings. Speaking of destination weddings, this particular property has a beautiful sky deck that faces the ocean, and it's gorgeous. And the reason why it's been so popular is because brides usually want to get married but want to wear those heels, right? But they still want to be in front of the ocean, so we made that dream possible. Now, in case they want to be right on the sand, we also have beautiful beach wedding locations for them. So as I mentioned, we try to take care of every single dream that any of our guests can think of. Now, in terms of food and beverage experience, we are the first gourmet inclusive resort in Jamaica. So in terms of food and beverage quality, we're pioneers in raising the bar. So just as the hotels that we've been experiencing in Mexico, that same quality will be present at our hotels. Absolutely, yes. And location is definitely a must. The 7 Mile Beach is something gorgeous.
All that is wonderful, Andreas, and I'll agree with all of it. I love what Katie said about the connecting rooms. I have a brother and sister-in-law with I have two nieces under the age of 2. So something like that would be perfect for them to be able to, have some adult time and give me my nieces for a bit and have everything right there. Because when they travel home, they live in Florida and I'm in New York.
Hmm.
And when they come home, they have to lug all of that stuff. So I try to borrow things from friends and family, so it's less that they have to kind of lug on the plane and all of that stuff. So as you mentioned before, Katie and I also, we actually were with you in September at Azul Beach, Riviera Maya, and Generations Riviera Maya. And so I can agree with everything that you said about the family friendly and they're great for the little ones, the food, I mean, everything. But you mentioned it briefly. You also, because they're family friendly, there's a lot of activities and things for the teens as well. Can you talk a little bit about what you have for them?
Absolutely, and thank you for bringing that up. So, as I mentioned, we take care of every member of the family. Now, teens are already too old to be in the kids club with the little ones, but and are maybe a little young to be hanging out by the pool with the adults. So, we actually have a calendar of activities that, with some activities specifically addressed for teens by our entertainment staff, so everybody keeps entertained. Depending on the property, we have different sections that will fit or offer different activities for them. So I think I'm not sure if we talked about this. I don't think so, and I'm gonna spoil a little bit about Nickelodeon. But this is a great option to portray the kind of experiences that we bring to the teams. So in Punta Cana, we have what we call the Sports Hub. So this is pretty much our mini sports complex. We have tennis courts, basketball courts, archery range. We have a small clubhouse with ping pong tables, with pool tables, giant chess. So we have a wide variety of activities. We have also, if any particular important sporting event is happening, we have lounges where we can show that, and that are great for all the families. So teens can also go hang out in there. So as I mentioned, there's activities for every single age. So it's not just, even though when I speak about family-friendly resort, I like to refer to them as multi-generational. But because even though it's great for families, it's actually perfect fit for every kind of occasion and every type of vacation. So I think we should refer to our family-friendly resorts as that, as multi-generationals.
I like that. Let's take a look inside of some of these family-friendly resorts. Well, I should have mentioned, I know we just talked about it and I said family friendly and I should have said multi-generational. So I hope you all enjoyed looking at these multi-generational resorts. Andreas, another thing, again, to mention again, Katie and I were there, and one of the things that I know we haven't talked necessarily about generations yet, but Charisma Resorts is known for their gourmet inclusive. And one of the things that I loved about Generations, I can't remember the restaurant's name, but there was one and it overlooks the water and it had the bottles, the wine bottles as sort of on the walls and the ceiling. I actually took a fantastic picture of it and I loved that. Can you talk a little bit about, and I may be jumping forward a little bit too much, talk about that restaurant and some of the other, food or restaurants that are unique to both of these restaurants? Or to these resorts, sorry.
Sure thing. Actually, I'm glad that you brought up the fact that the restaurant was facing the ocean, because actually one of the special features of Generations is that all of our restaurants are located in what we call our gourmet tower. So the restaurants are located in the different floors. So it goes from our chef's market, which is open for breakfast. Is our food display restaurant, and if you step out of that restaurant, you are right onto our pier, which has a roof and a natural backdrop, as I call it, because it has glass and you have a view to the ocean, which actually is very popular for private events. We also have other themed restaurants in the different floors that will be facing the oceans, and we have restaurants that feature what we call our chef's table. So our chef's table, and actually one of our chef's table are in this restaurant that you're mentioning, which the decoration is like a lot of empty bottles of wine in the walls and in the cellars as well. Well, the chef table pretty much offers you that experience of having that private dining experience with your family. So let's say it's your family getaway and it's either the welcome night or the last night, and you want to set up something special and make it a little more private to share more time with your group or with your family, well, this is the kind of places where you can make it happen. And pretty much all of our properties feature a different chef's table. Now that we're talking about generations, I've been emphasizing the fact that it is multi-generational. So if you have a group or a big family, this is a perfect fit for them. So first of all, remember that we have our 1, 2, and 3 bedroom suites for up to 12 guests combined between adults and kids. So if you have uh, mom, dad, maybe the grandparents, and a few of the little ones traveling together, you can have the up to 3 bedroom suites for them to stay. Now, let's put the family aside for just for a moment. Think about that girls' getaway. You have your friends. You've been wanting to travel for a long time, and now it's the time to do it. But it happens to be that it is around 6, 8 of you, and you want to stay close, and you want to live a very close experience. Well, you have the 1, 2, and 3 bedroom suites, and you can be accommodated in there with not a problem. Now, just as especially because we're talking about generations, we created what we called our generations or our Gen Girls campaign, which and I'll show you more details on that later, Allie and Katie. But pretty much we have identified the different personalities of each of the girls part of that girls getaway, and we've created and tailor accommodated the experience into each of their personalities. So you also always have the one that is active, the one that is up at 6 a.m. in the morning, ready to go for a jog on the beach. You have the one that prefers to just go to the spa and then relax at the lounge chair by the beach, just relaxing, reading a book. You have the adventurous one who is looking what crazy things you can do while staying on your vacation. So we've created our experiences based on that as well. And now back to the family experience. Well, Generations is our all suites, all oceanfront, all gourmet resort. And when staying at Generations Riviera Maya, you get to enjoy 3 properties. If you are over 18 years old, by staying at Generations, you can go to El Dorado Royal or El Dorado Casitas that are located in the same complex. On our previous episode, we spoke about this perk because we were talking about El Dorado Spa Resorts. But guests staying at Generations, if you want to go for an adventure and visit one of our adults only resorts, if you're 18 years old, you can perfectly do so. Enjoy the restaurants, the pools, and mom and dad, if you are wondering, hey, what do I do with the kids if I wanted to go on a date, or if they want to have fun, where can I take them, guaranteeing that they will have a calendar of activities, that they will have fun, they will learn and everything? Well, we have our Eco Kids Club. Our Eco Kids Club is open most of the times of the week until 11 p.m. So that gives you a lot of time to go drop them up for a little bit in case you have any, let's say you have an appointment at the spa and this time you're not taking the little ones, you can drop them up there. Or if they've been on the pool all day, you don't want it to be burned under the sun all day, well, you can take them there and we will have a full calendar of activities ready for them. One of the programs that have been more popular here at the Eco Kids Club is our Little Eco Chefs program. So this program was originally inspired by one of the winners of Junior Master Chefs. And in here, with our Eco Chefs program, the kids will learn about where the ingredients come from, about the ingredient of the plate or the dish that they're about to prepare, the process to cook it, and then hopefully it would taste just as good. But I've been a judge for some of those, and it's been entertaining. But I'm sure that throughout the years they will improve their skills. Hey, it took me a while to be able to cook for my wife, so hey, I can only speak great things about these little ones. So that's the kind of experience that we get from it. Now, going back a little bit to the part of the groups, since I mentioned that you get access to the 3 resorts, think of a group, a social group or a wedding group, and you have families and adults staying there. Well, you can actually get everybody to be distributed within the 3 properties. If it's a group, You can have them all in their same contract without worrying like, hey, I need to book 3 different resorts. Not a problem at all. You call Allie, you call Katie, and they will have you set up. You get to enjoy 3 out of 1. And as we've been discussing, we have every single member of the family covered right here. I don't know if I forgot any important details here, Allie or Katie.
The only thing I might mention about generations, and this is just feedback I've gotten from clients that have stayed there before, is they love that they have the infinity pools like they do at El Dorado Seaside.
That is absolutely right. How could I forget about that? So for those of you rewatching, thank you for sticking with us for the 3rd chapter. But as Katie mentioned, at Generations, the way the buildings are set up, it's similar to El Dorado Seaside, where we here at Generations we have pools in every single floor except for the two top floors. So if you're looking for that panoramic view of the ocean with your own infinity pool right out of your balcony, we have it here at Generations for you. But if you rather have a terrace and you're not a fan of having the pool right out of your balcony, well, first of all, we need to have a serious conversation about that. But second, we can offer you that terrace. So we have a perfect fit for every single member in the family, as I've been emphasizing. And then if you want to have that your room in the bottom floor, where you can literally have a pool swim up and simply swim across to the bar, well, that's also possible.
And before we go today, Andres, is there anything else that you wanted to tell our viewers?
Well, once again, just thanking them for sticking around. We are really looking forward to having you here. And don't forget that next week, we will be talking about Nickelodeon Hotels and Resorts Punta Cana. So we will be talking about our current hotel, Nickelodeon Hotels and Resorts in Punta Cana. And I will be releasing a few interesting details about Nickelodeon Hotels and Resort Riviera Maya. So stick around. Thank you very much. And I hope you have an amazing week.
Well, we're looking forward to having you back next week, Andreas.
And thank you very much, Allie and Katie.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. And thank you, everyone, for experiencing travel with the Travel Marketplace and Charisma Resorts. If you have any questions or like any more additional information on either one of the Azul beach resorts or on Generations Riviera Maya, feel free to contact us at the Travel Marketplace. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep dreaming about your next travel experience.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.